Hello, my name is Baeletsi Tsatsi and I am a storyteller. I grew up around storytellers. My grandmother told me stories, my mom told me stories, my aunts told me stories, and that is what inspired me to become a storyteller. And often when I tell people that I'm a storyteller, they ask me, what is that? And where do you do that? Because when you tell people you're a doctor, they know exactly where you work and they know exactly what you do. But with storytelling, people are not always so sure. So I will tell you what I do. First, I use magic words once upon a time to start a story, because that is what my grandmother taught me and that is what my mother taught me. And then I help people to think about complex ideas in a very unintimidating way. So you have a big decision to make. How about I tell you a story about two frogs who wanted to go somewhere very, very far but couldn't get there without the help of their parents, but they couldn't tell their parents because their parents would not let them go. Now, have you ever been faced with that hard decision? You want to go somewhere, you can't tell anyone, and you don't know how to get there? Exactly. That is what stories do. They present a scenario in front of us and they allow us to come to our own conclusion and to hopefully make the right decisions. Who do I tell stories to? To kids, to adults, to everyone. Sometimes I tell them to my plants even. And why is it important to tell stories across the board? Because kids, their imagination needs to be stimulated. They need to sit at a distance and look at something and think, that is what my friend and I were talking about. And then for adults, why should adults hear stories? When you grow older, you lose that imagination and then life comes at you and you have all these big decisions to make, but you don't know where to start. Stories can help you do that. But also, stories can just help you relax, sit on your couch and enjoy a small moment of going out on an adventure. And then who else do I tell stories to? People in the world. So if you love stories, you can find me on Twitter at Baeletsi Tsatsi or on Facebook Baeletsi Tsatsi. And I tell stories often. I also write stories. I am currently running a challenge called 100 of 100 and I am going to be writing 100 stories over 100 days. I did it last year. I managed and I'm doing it again this year and I hope again to manage. And if you want to join me on the challenge, we are on day 25, so we've got 75 days to go. Write as much as you can, share it widely. People love hearing and reading stories. Stories make us understand that people are people are people. They break the barriers that stand in the middle of us. They introduce ourselves to each other, and in that place where a story is told, we can really, really connect as people. So I'm hoping you're inspired to tell stories, and I hope you're inspired to also write stories and to also listen to stories. And you know what that does when you listen to stories? It makes you love ZA a little bit more, because I too love ZA.